Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Everyday English Live. I'm Maya Thompson.
And I'm Diego Fernandez. Hello.
Today, we're talking about something every learner feels a little nervous about, ordering in restaurants. Restaurant English. Our big idea is simple. Most learners use I want. And while that's grammatically correct, it can sound too direct in many English-speaking service situations. We'll show you exactly what to say instead, why native speakers use those phrases, and give you practice so you feel confident the next time you order.
Yeah, and we'll keep it practical. I've worked in busy restaurants in Madrid and New York, so I'll share what really sounds friendly, what can sound rude, and what servers expect to hear. Maya, you want to start with the core promise?
Sure. Core promise. Replace I want with patterns like I'll have, could I have, I'd like, or can I get? That switch moves you from correct but direct grammar into natural, polite restaurant English.
Right. And we'll also talk about countable versus uncountable words, like why one chicken can sound odd. Little grammar details like that make a big difference in how natural you sound.
Exactly. Okay, quick roadmap for today. First, we'll explain why I want sounds wrong in service situations. Then, we'll focus on the number one phrase, I'll have, with grammar and pronunciation. After that, we'll give alternatives, highlight common mistakes to fix, run through full dialogues and role plays, give rescue phrases for problems, and end with a practical 24-hour practice plan and key takeaways. Sound good, Diego?
Perfect. Let's go.
So, first, why does I want the chicken feel wrong? We need to make 2 points clear. 1. Grammar versus real-life usage. Yes, I want is grammatically correct. Subject plus verb plus object. 2. In service situations, English prefers indirect, softer language to show respect and politeness. Saying I want to a server focuses on your desire. It can come across as a bit demanding.
Exactly. And I want to emphasize for listeners, you're not rude if you say that. Many languages teach the equivalent of I want in exactly the same way, and it's perfectly polite in those cultures. But in English-speaking restaurants in places like the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, people usually soften requests to avoid sounding like they're imposing. So this is about cultural patterns, not personal rudeness.
Good point. So what does soften mean? It means we use questions and conditional language instead of direct statements. For example, can I get? Could I have? I'd like. And the future form, I'll have. Those all sound more polite than I want. They're small changes that make a big difference.
And listeners, remember this. Teachers often teach want early. I want a sandwich. But they rarely explain this service situation nuance. So you might have transferred your natural pattern from your language into English without realizing the tone change.
Right. Before we move on, quick interactive moment. Repeat after me very slowly. I'll have the chicken, please. Now in a normal speed. I'll have the chicken, please. Now faster. I'll have the chicken, please. Try it out loud. Practice helps your confidence.
Nice. Now, Maya, can you explain the chicken countable issue? Because that confuses a lot of students.
Absolutely. This is one of my favorite teaching moments. The word chicken in English has 2 roles. First, it can be a countable noun, meaning the animal. A chicken, 3 chickens. Second, it can be an uncountable or mass noun when we mean the meat or dish. Some chicken, the chicken, chicken curry. At a restaurant, you usually mean the food, not a whole bird. So saying one chicken often sounds like you want a whole bird, unless you're at a rotisserie and you explicitly mean a whole roast chicken. Instead, you say, I'll have the chicken, or I'll have the grilled chicken plate, please, or could I have the chicken curry, please? That's clearer and more natural.
Yeah, I've had customers ask for one chicken and servers look at them for a second. It's a small detail, but it stands out. Use the article the or a specific dish name, the menu item, and you're good.
Exactly. Now, let's dig into cultural background a bit more. English hides directness to protect what linguists call face. Brown and Levinson's politeness theory explains it well. We often avoid giving direct orders to strangers, so we prefer indirect forms, questions instead of commands, or conditional forms like, could I have? That's the cultural logic behind the language.
And cross-culturally, this can feel strange. Languages like Spanish, Italian, Portuguese often use direct equivalents of I want in restaurants. Quiero el pollo, voglio el pollo, eu quiero el frango. If you learn to be polite that way in your language, you're not doing anything wrong. This episode is about adding English-style options to your toolkit so you can adapt when you need to.
Right. Keep your identity. We're helping you expand your tools. Okay, core phrase time. I'll have. Why is it number one? Because it's extremely common across English varieties, and it signals a decision made at the moment. When you say, I'll have the chicken, the server understands you just chose that dish.
Also, the future will here is used for spontaneous decisions. At the moment of speaking, you decide, I will have that. Practically, you'll almost always hear the contraction, I'll have, not I will have. So learning the contraction and its rhythm is important.
Let's break the basic structure. I'll have plus determiner plus dish or drink plus please. Examples you can use immediately. I'll have the burger, please. I'll have a large coffee, please. I'll have the salmon with vegetables, please. I'll have water, no ice, please. Try repeating those. Say them out loud.
Now, pronunciation tips. I'll is one syllable. I'll, like I plus a light L. In fast speech, I'll have often sounds like olive or alove. Linking matters. I'll have the chicken can flow as olive the chicken. So when you say it naturally, it's connected. Practice saying I'll have at slow, normal, fast speeds.
We'll do that right now. First, slow. I'll have the pasta. Normal. I'll have the pasta. Fast. I'll have the pasta. Notice how the weakens in fast speech. It becomes more like I'll have the pasta with less stress on the. One more. I'll have a coffee. Slow. Normal. Fast. Good.
Listeners, repetition is key. Say each phrase 10 times out loud if you can. That's part of your practice plan later. Now, Maya, can you walk us through the alternatives to I'll have?
Of course. We want variety and nuance. Main families of phrases from casual to formal. Casual, I'll have, and can I get. Can I get is very common in North America, especially in diners, fast food, and coffee shops. More polite/formal, could I have and I'd like. Could I have is polite and good in fancy restaurants. I'd like, I would like, is gentle and widely usable.
Let's give examples for each. I'll have the special, please. Can I get the burger with fries, please? Could I have the salmon, please? I'd like the steak, medium rare, please. All correct. And here's an important teaching point. In 95% of situations, any of these is fine. It's nuance, not strict correctness.
Yes, that's reassuring. Now let's cover common mistakes. First, give me the chicken. That sounds like a command, like a rude order. It's okay in playful context with friends or parent to child, but not to servers. Replace it with, I'll have the chicken, please, or can I get the chicken, please?
Another frequent one. I want to eat the fish. At a restaurant, the to eat part is unnecessary. The context is clear. So say, I'll have the fish, or I'd like the fish, please. Shorter is more natural.
And then there's one chicken, please. That's the accountability mistake we talked about. It sounds like a whole bird unless you say a whole roast chicken. Better, I'll have the chicken, please. Or, could I have the roast chicken, please? Also avoid overusing want with please. I want the chicken, please is better than nothing, but native speakers tend not to use I want with servers.
Yeah, so replace I want with I'll have, I'd like, could I have, or can I get. You'll sound more natural and polite.
Okay,
Let's practice some full interaction patterns from entering to leaving. These are useful scripts you can memorize or adapt. First, entering and seating. Typical staff lines. Hi, welcome in. How many? Table for two? Do you have a reservation? Right this way. Learner responses. Hi, a table for two, please. Yes, a reservation under... No reservation. Is there a table available? Try saying those.
When the server first comes over, they might ask, "Can I get you started with something to drink?" Or, "Are you ready to order?" Or, "Do you need a few more minutes?" Polite responses include, "Could I have a menu in English, please?" "I'll have a water, no ice, please." "I think we need a few more minutes, please." These short phrases keep the conversation smooth.
Here's a sample. Server. Hi, how are you folks doing today? You. Hi, we're good, thanks. Could I have a menu in English, please? Sure. Anything to start? Yes, I'll have the house salad, please. That's simple, polite, and natural.
Great. Now saying you're ready to order. The server asks, "Are you ready to order?" You can say, "Yes, we're ready." "Yes, I'm ready to order." Or, "Yes, I'll start with the soup." Short and clear works well.
Let's do a short role play now. Quick lunch with coworkers. I'll be the server. Diego, you be the customer.
Okay. Server? Hi there, are you guys ready to order? Yes, I think so. I'll have the chicken sandwich with fries, please. Right. Anything to drink? I'll have a water, no ice, please. Perfect. I'll put that in.
Nice and natural. Now pause. Diego, why did you choose "I'll have" for food and "I'll have a water, no ice please" for the drink?
Good question, Maya. "I'll have" signals I just decided, and it's a clear, efficient way to communicate to a busy server. Adding small details like "no ice" is fine. We do that a lot. And adding "please" keeps the tone polite.
Excellent. Listeners, do that role play with a friend or alone out loud. Changing roles helps. Now, ordering with modifications is very common. For example, "I'll have the burger with no onion, please." "Could I have the pasta without cheese?" "Can I get the salad with dressing on the side?" Also, practice doneness levels for meat. Rare, medium, medium well, well done. Those words are valuable to know.
Yes, and you can also ask about spice level. Mild, medium, spicy, very spicy. And dietary questions. Do you have any vegetarian options? Is this dish gluten-free? Does this have nuts? Those are polite, clear questions.
Now, let's talk about how to ask questions without sounding rude. Swap direct phrases like, "Is this good?" or "What is this?" for softer ones. "What do you recommend?" "What's your most popular dish?" "How big is the portion?" "What comes with the burger?" "How spicy is the curry?" "Could you explain what's in this dish?" These use "what" or "could you," which sounds more polite.
And when something goes wrong, this is critical. There's one sentence that solves almost any problem. "Excuse me, I'm sorry, but..." plus describe the problem softly. Examples. "Excuse me, I'm sorry, but I think this is the wrong order." "Excuse me, I'm sorry, but my soup is cold." "Excuse me, I'm sorry, but I asked for no cheese." Start with "excuse me" to get attention. Say "I'm sorry" to soften the complaint, then explain the issue. It works.
Yes, and alternatives, "I'm afraid this is a bit undercooked," or "There seems to be a mistake with my order." Avoid "This is wrong," or "You made a mistake." Those sound aggressive. Soft language gets faster, better service, and keeps things calm.
Also, when you don't understand the menu, "Excuse me, how do you pronounce this? What exactly is this dish? Is this similar to... Could you recommend something not too spicy?" Don't worry about asking. Servers expect this and are used to accents and questions.
Right. That brings us to mindset and anxiety. Restaurants feel stressful because you're hungry. There's a clock in your head, people are waiting, and you may worry about making mistakes. Remember, servers are used to accents and small errors. They care more about understanding your order than perfect grammar. Using I'll have with please will already move you into the natural zone.
Listeners, breathe. You're not expected to be perfect. Small mistakes are fine. Practice these patterns and your confidence will grow. Maya, want to give them a practical practice plan?
Yes, here's a 24-hour challenge you can try. Step 1, immediate repetition. Say, I'll have the chicken 10 times out loud. Then change the dish. I'll have the pasta. I'll have the coffee, etc. Step 2, real-world use. Next time you order food or drink in person, phone, or text a friend, use I'll have instead of I want. Step 3, writing practice. Write 3 to 5 sentences on your phone. I'll have the please. Can I get the please? Could I have the with no please? Step 4, review and repeat. The next day, run through pronunciation drills again while listening or remembering the episode.
I like that. And add this. Role play with a friend or record yourself. Hearing your own voice will help you notice rhythm and reduction, how I'll have becomes I'll have. Do it a few times and it will feel natural.
Okay, let's do some mini drills live on the show. Repeat after me aloud, each phrase 3 times. Ready? I'll have the salmon, please. Can I get the burger with fries, please? Could I have the soup of the day, please? I'd like the vegetarian option, please. How's the rhythm, Diego?
Pretty good. One tip, stress the content word. So in I'll have the chicken, please, the stress falls on chicken. The function words like the and I'll are lighter. That rhythm makes you sound fluent.
Great tip. Now some sample longer dialogues and breakdowns. First, casual lunch with coworkers. Server. Hi there, are you guys ready to order? Yes, I think so. I'll have the chicken sandwich with fries, please. Coworker. Can I get the veggie burger, no cheese, please? Sure, and to drink? I'll have a water, no ice, please. Coworker. I'd like a lemonade, please. Commentary. Notice the mix of I'll have, can I get, and I'd like, all natural.
Second, formal business dinner. Server. Good evening. Are you ready to order or do you need a bit more time? You. Good evening. I think we're ready. Could I have the grilled salmon, please? Colleague. I'd like the ribeye, medium rare, please. Third person. I'll have the vegetarian risotto, please. Commentary. Could I have and I'd like fit a more formal atmosphere?
Third, fixing a problem politely. You. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but I think this is the wrong dish. I ordered the pasta, not the risotto. Server. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'll fix it right away. You. Thank you so much. Commentary. The soft opening works. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but... And the server usually responds well.
Fourth, coffee shop takeout. Barista. Next. You. Hi, I'll have a large cappuccino, please. Barista. Anything else? Can I get a blueberry muffin as well? Sure. That'll be $7.50. Thanks. Short, efficient, casual, perfect for a coffee shop.
Listeners, when you practice these, try different polite choices. Swap I'll have with could I have or I'd like, and notice the tone difference. They're all fine in most situations, and practicing them increases your flexibility.
Okay, a few more specific language tips on pronunciation and rhythm. Key sounds to practice. I'll, drill. I'll have the. I'd, drill. I'd like the. Linking examples. I'll have the to I'll have the in fast speech. Can I get the reduces to can I get the. Practice reduction. It's part of sounding natural.
Stress patterns, content words are stressed, nouns and verbs, while function words reduce. Example, I'll have the chicken, please. Clap or tap the rhythm if it helps. That physical action can lock in stress patterns faster.
A quick pronunciation drill for listeners. Say slowly, normal, fast. I'll have the chicken. Repeat 3 times at each speed. Then try, can I get the coffee? Same slow, normal, fast pattern.
Good. We also want to talk about small but powerful polite additions, please, and friendly body language like eye contact and a small smile. Adding please at the end is simple and effective. In English, small politeness markers make a big difference.
Now, a short segment on rescue phrases again, because these are essential. Use excuse me, I'm sorry, but for problems. For needing more time, could we have a few more minutes, please? Or I'm not ready yet. Can you come back in a minute, please? To change or add something, excuse me, could I change my order, please? Or actually, could I have that with rice instead of fries? And for paying, could we get the check, please? Or could we have the bill, please? Depending on country.
Yes, and one more paying phrase. Can we pay together or separately? And do you take credit cards? Also, keep the change if you want to leave a tip in cash. These phrases close the interaction smoothly.
Maya, listeners sometimes ask, how do I sound confident, not robotic? Mindset again. It's okay to use short, clear phrases. Don't overthink. Use the phrases we gave, practice them, and then focus on clarity and a friendly tone rather than perfect grammar.
Totally. Use natural hesitations if needed. I think I'll have, or, could I have? It makes you sound human and calm. And remember, servers want to help, not test you. They prefer clarity over perfect grammar.
All right, near the end we promised a practical takeaway and a small challenge. Quick recap. I want isn't wrong, but it's too direct for restaurant English. I'll have is the main pattern with alternatives. Can I get? Casual. Could I have? Polite or formal. And I'd like? Polite. Use excuse me, I'm sorry, but for problems. Add please and smile.
And your 24-hour practice plan. Say, I'll have the chicken 10 times. Next ordering opportunity, use I'll have instead of I want. Write 3 to 5 practice sentences on your phone, record or role play, repeat pronunciation drills the next day. Do that and you'll notice real improvement.
One final quick role play to leave listeners with something to practice. I'll be server, you, Maya, be the customer.
Okay. Server, hi, welcome. Table for one? Yes, just one, please. Could I have the menu in English? Of course. Are you ready to order? Yes, I'll have the grilled chicken with vegetables, please. Any drinks with that? Could I have a glass of water? No ice, please? Perfect. I'll be right back.
Nice. That shows good I have and I'll have together. Very natural. Listeners, practice that one a few times.
Before we close, a few short confidence-building reminders. Small mistakes are fine. Servers are used to accents, and most of the time, 95% of the phrases we suggested will work. Politeness is about tone and small words, not perfect grammar. So breathe, smile, and use I'll have when in doubt.
And don't forget to practice the drills. Slow, normal, fast. Repeat phrases out loud. Role play, and use the 24-hour challenge. That real practice is what builds muscle memory and confidence.
Okay, quick one-word checks. Ready? Say with me. I'll have. Can I get? Could I have? I'd like. Great. Those are your go-to tools.
One last tip. If a server doesn't understand you, don't panic. Repeat slowly, maybe change the verb. Could I have the chicken, please? Use gestures to point to the menu item if needed. Keep it simple.
All right, that's our show for today. Thanks, Diego. Any final words?
Just practice one small phrase today. I'll have. Even once. It helps.
Thank you all for listening. If you liked this episode, practice the drills and tell a friend. We'll be back with more everyday English episodes. Until then, go order something tasty and say it like a native. I'll have the chicken, please. Goodbye.